Well, it's been over a year since Little Rock-based Encore Bank recapitalized and brought in new management and ownership. After a successful $50 million capital raise, the bank has grown in markets in and out of Arkansas, including Texas and Missouri. I caught up with Burt Hicks, President and Chief Strategy and Growth Officer, to learn more. Let's talk a little bit about what has been happening with Encore Bank over the last couple of months. Obviously, the pandemic has changed a lot of things for a lot of banks, but you guys have had good growth. Tell me a little bit about the growth you guys have been seeing over the last 6 to 9 months.
Yeah, well, first of all, Roby, it's great to spend some time with you. You're right. We've been really blessed with some very nice growth here, really throughout the year, kind of following up from what we were able to accomplish last year. So, as you know, we doubled the size of the bank last year in about 10 months. We've more than doubled the size of the bank this year in 10 months, and it's been virtually all done through organic penetration of our existing client base. We were able to do a little bit in the way of PPP loans, but we partnered with Arkansas Capital on those, and so we really didn't hold those in our balance sheet for long at all. And so our growth is not PPP driven. It's been pure organic growth through our existing 3 markets in Arkansas.
Let's talk about some markets outside of Arkansas, because y'all have made a lot of moves in the month of October here. Let's just stay in one state to begin with. Let's go Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, and San Antonio. A couple of those weren't on your original map.
Yeah, well, for us, Roby, it goes back to having a leader that we can get behind, that we believe in, that fits our culture. A leader that we believe can recruit the right team and build the Encore brand in a given market. We say a lot, we're geographically agnostic. Certainly we want certain markets across the region fit the kind of criteria that we're looking for. But if it's a metro market, if it's a high growth market, if it's a market that has really strong economic indications for the next several years, we're going to go if we can find the right leaders. So certainly when we launched Encore in early 19, we had a few markets that were absolute desires for us to be in. I'm thinking of a Dallas, thinking of a Nashville, but there were dozens of other markets across the region that we would have been happy to go to had we found the right leader. And really, that's what we're most excited about with the 4 markets you brought up in Texas. With Dallas, Mark Massett has joined our team. He's got a proven track record with a regional bank. Scott Jones is our new leader in Fort Worth. He was running Tarrant County for Regions Bank. Alan Rayson has joined our team to help spearhead our efforts in Austin. He was also the market executive there for Regions. And then just most recently, Lane Allen joined our team to help us enter into San Antonio. And the great thing about Lane is he spent his last several years of his career at Frost Bank, which is the kind of the premier institution in San Antonio. So we found the right leaders. They're all markets that fit the criteria we're looking for, and we're happy to have all 4 of those individuals on our team.
All right, you're just missing the Houston market in Texas for the big ones right there, but I won't even get you to tease that. You've also expanded into Missouri, I think in Springfield. Is that correct?
Exactly. Springfield, the market that a few of us know really well, just previous experience. But again, it was the right leader. We had an opportunity to entice Doug Parker to join our team. He's got a proven track record in that market, and we believe that he'll be able to build the Encore brand there just like we're doing in other markets.
So all of this growth and all of this expansion, I just would suspect that it might lead to further growth and expansion that may be on your horizon. What are you planning for 2021?
We continue to have very, very productive conversations with potential leaders in a handful or more markets across the region. So think of the South, the Southeast, the Southwest, if you will, even the Midwest. If it's a strong metro market that's got good, solid demographics, good projections for future growth, it's a market that we'll entertain. And it's the same thing I've said earlier. It's people driven. So we're having multiple conversations, very, very productive, with folks that either we know well or some of our new teammates know well. We'll get to know those folks. We'll see if they're good fits. And we're not going to be afraid to pull the trigger if we can convince somebody to join the Encore story, as we call it, and we'll move forward. So I do expect that over the course of the next, call it 12 to 18 months, we're probably in a few more markets. Some of them you've heard us talk about before. Some of them may be new, if you will, but they're markets that we've studied, and they're oftentimes people we've been talking to for an extended period of time.
And since we sat down, Encore Bank has actually launched a new capital campaign of about $90 million. You can catch our full conversation at talkbusiness.net.